In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Motorola Moto G Power 2026 edition. All right, everyone, hopefully guys are having a good day. Hopefully everyone is safe out there. I know this phone is going to piss off some people, so let's get straight into it. All right, everyone, so I picked up this phone from Best Buy. This is available at Best Buy, Amazon, and a bunch of other retailers online, and I'm sure it's going to go to a bunch of different carriers this year as well. It retails for $299, and as far as the specifications inside of it, we have some pretty good stuff in here. The first thing is we have 8 gigabytes of RAM, same as last year. We have the Dimensity 6300, same as last year. We have a 6.8-inch IPS LCD display, 120 hertz, and that's going to have a peak nit brightness of 1000 nits, essentially the same thing we got as last year. We have Android 16 straight out of the box, so that's something new that we get. The last one shipped with Android 15. We have 128 gigabytes of internal storage. We have IP68/IP69 dust and water resistance to high pressure water jets, and this is going to be military standard 810H compliance. So this has the same military certification that we got on the Moto G Power from last year as well. We do have stereo speakers, however. We do have 30-watt wired charging on this device as well. We do have 2 new colors. We have evening blue and we have pure cashmere. The one that I wanted was pure cashmere, but I ended up getting evening blue on here. Anyways, the new things that we got inside of this device, because there are so many of the same things inside of here, are going to be that we have a larger battery than before. We have now a 32 megapixel selfie camera, so that's changed. And we do have stronger scratch protection for the display. We have Gorilla Glass 7i. Last year we did have Corning Gorilla Glass 5, so we have stronger glass this year. But the biggest thing that everybody's talking about with this device is they dropped wireless charging on the Moto G Power 2026. I do not know why they did that. Kind of pissed about that, honestly, especially for all the people out there that use wireless charging. Really sucks. That was one of the mainstay features about this device, but I digress. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Moto G Power 2026. Let's get into it. Let's go ahead and open this up. The other cool thing about this device, and cool thing with Motorola devices in general, let's go put this to the side, is that we still have expandable storage via micro SD card, I believe up to 1 terabyte on this device. So you guys can go ahead and load this up with storage still. Of course, first and foremost, inside of the box, we're going to have the SIM ejector tool. Next up, we have USB Type-C to Type-C data cable. Absolutely no charging brick inside the box. And of course, we have our quick start guide and legal and safety warranty right there. But that's all that we have in the box. All right, everyone. So what is this evening blue all about? Okay. Nothing out of the ordinary that Motorola hasn't already done, but this evening blue looks pretty nice, honestly. I do notice that there's a different textured back. It's almost like we have these, I don't know, these parallel lines. So the texture is obviously going to be a little bit different. We're still going to kind of have that eco rubber, eco leather type of feel on the back right here, but this actually feels pretty nice in the hand. This is going to be very grippy, so if you guys drop your phone a lot, this is going to be nice. But look at that Motorola emblem right there. It's kind of a little bit of a shinier blue right there, but I do like that. I really do like that. Back of the phone looks great. Of course, as far as our camera module goes, we do have a dual camera setup. For our main camera, we're going to have a 50 megapixel wide angle camera. Our secondary is going to be an 8 megapixel ultra wide. We do, of course, have the LED flash on here as well. And of course, we have HDR compatibility, and we can record up to 1080p at 30 or 60 frames per second. Right side of the device, we of course have our power button that's going to double as a fingerprint sensor. And just above that, we have a volume up and down rocker, spaced, of course. Top of the phone, we have a noise canceling mic. Left side of the phone, we have a SIM tray right there that we can go ahead and pop our micro SD card inside of there as well. This is also eSIM compatible. So if you guys are going out of country, if you guys are going overseas, you're going to be able to use the eSIMs. So you are going to be able to download those apps like Saley to go ahead and use eSIMs overseas. Bottom of the phone, we have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Thankfully, they did not take that away. To the right of that, we have a noise canceling mic. To the right of that, we have a USB Type-C port. And to the right of that, of course, we have a speaker at the bottom. And we have a speaker on the headset as well. That means we are going to have dual speakers. Let's go ahead and boot up this device really quick. For our front-facing camera, as I said before, we have a 32 megapixel front-facing camera. This is going to be a wide-angle front-facing camera. This is upgraded from last year's 16 megapixel front-facing camera, so double the megapixels right here. Great to see it. And it looks like we still kind of have a pretty decently sized chin at the bottom of this phone. And yeah, that's still present right there. The one thing I do want to go ahead and check out is that fingerprint sensor. We're going to see how accurate and quick that is right here. So let's go ahead and tap it, touch and go. Very accurate, very quick fingerprint sensor. And this is how the inside of the Moto G Power 2026 edition looks. Of course, we have our application drawer right here. We have our news feed that we can go ahead and switch over to. And of course, we have a little bit of bloatware on here, but you can always go ahead and delete those applications. As you guys see, we have WhatsApp, Instagram, all that type of stuff. So if you don't want that on here, you of course can go ahead and delete that. Pretty stock Android experience right here with a little bit of a Motorola skin over this. Always the same thing with them. Of course, we have our Motorola actions and Moto space and all that. So we have chop for flashlight. Of course, we have twist to go ahead and turn on that camera. And we have a bunch of other tips and tricks that you guys can go ahead and find in the Moto actions drawer right here. And of course, you can set up a theme, set up your wallpapers and all that type of stuff on here. Very good experience with Motorola devices though. I really do enjoy these devices. If we swipe down, we're going to go ahead and get our notifications. If we swipe down a little bit more, we get our quick toggle menu. Of course, we have our Wi-Fi, we have our auto rotate, our Bluetooth, our modes, our smart connect, our wallet, our device controls. We have Moto unplugged on here. We have our native screenshotter right here. We have hotspot, a flashlight, quick share, casting. We have a GIF maker, native screen recorder in here as well, NFC, but no wireless charging. We do have Dolby Atmos though inside of here, which is great to see. And of course, we have Android 16 out of the box. I don't know how many operating system updates we're going to be getting on this device. In the past, Motorola's usually gone with about 2 years of OS updates. So you guys can probably expect something like that. Going into the camera right here, I do want to go ahead and take a photo and see how this looks. Yeah, so nothing too out of the ordinary. The photo looks good right here. We're going to go deeper into this later on. Of course, we have an ultra wide mode on this phone as well. So if you guys want to go ahead and use your ultra wide 8 megapixel camera on here, we do have that option. As far as our videos go, we have 1080p up to 60 frames per second, which is cool to see. We also have our portrait mode. We have our pro mode to change things like your ISO and white balance. And in the more section, we have scan, we have night vision, panorama, photo booth, time lapse, dual capture, all the stuff that you would usually get in a Motorola device. And yeah, looks like a pretty solid phone. We have a nice haptic feedback. We have a decent biometric system with the fingerprint sensor. Very accurate, very quick. And still with that 6300 processor. It's not the greatest processor in the world, but this does feel snappy. And the Moto G Power did feel snappy as well. It's not really too bad for $300. I don't think this is a horrible phone. I just really hope that they were going to keep wireless charging and they ended up dropping it, which kind of sucks. Obviously, this is not going to be a phone for you to upgrade from the previous devices or even the 2024 iteration of the Moto G Power, but maybe someone with the old school Moto G Power 2022 or 23 or something like that. I can't believe I'm saying old school 2023. That's insane. Time is going by so quickly. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the speakers to see how those sound and take a look at the display and see how that looks, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this up. And of course, we're going to do our full review, pros and cons, tips and tricks, all that type of stuff later on, so stay tuned for that. But let's get into the speakers on this device. All right, everyone, so we have a song booted up. We're going to test this out and see how this sounds, and then I'll give you my opinions on it. Alright everyone, so the speaker on the Moto G Power 2026 is nothing to write home about. It's essentially the same speaker we had on the Moto G Power 2025 edition, so really nothing special. There is going to be some significant tin on here. However, the speaker is pretty loud, and we still get a decent amount of bass in here for $300. So at the end of the day, it's nothing special, nothing crazy, nothing too amazing. but for 300 bucks, I'm sure people are going to be more than happy with this. And of course, we're going to go ahead and test out the video on here. Of course, we have a IPS LCD 120 hertz refresh rate on here, 1000 nits peak brightness, 6.8-inch display. Of course, this is going to be a full HD resolution with a pixels per inch of 387. So let's go ahead and play this and see how this looks. So yeah guys, display looks good, the colors look good, contrast is good, we have some good clarity on here, good viewing angles as well. Nothing really insane, but it does look good, nothing too crazy. It isn't HDR compatible or anything like that, but the display looks good and people are going to be pleased at the $300 price tag with this device. So yeah, overall, the Moto G Power 2026 is nothing special. I don't think it's been a special device in a long time. I think the Moto G Power in general, the lineup is special, but the 2026 leaves a lot to be desired. Of course, they've dropped wireless charging. There's really no other changes to the main cameras other than the front-facing camera. I guess that's a cool upgrade. We have the same chipset as the 2025 model, same certifications, same gigabytes of RAM, same storage. So nothing too crazy about this phone. There's nothing that really screams different or better or nicer, something like that. Other than, of course, we get Android 16, we get a better selfie camera, a little bit of a larger battery, nothing crazy, 5200 compared to last year's 5000, and a little bit of a stronger display with the Gorilla Glass 7i compared to the Gorilla Glass 5 that we got on the 2025 edition. So no insane improvements in my opinion, but I'm sure this is going to be a phone for a lot of people. And of course, this is not going to be a phone for a lot of people. A lot of people are going to pass on this, but overall, solid device. I do still feel like for 300 bucks, this is a pretty solid device. You get all of the Motorola actions and stuff inside of there and a decent spec lineup. I was hoping that the processor was at least going to get a little bit better. Kind of weird how they didn't do anything with that. But at the end of the day, this is a pretty average $300 phone. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. This has been Safan from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.